Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of VOF Sportscast with your host Ben Reynolds, with Taylor Gatwood and Tyler Wright. Super Bowl Sunday, or you can, if that's what you call it. If it wasn't even a game, but yeah, Super Bowl Sunday did happen this past Sunday, yesterday, and a lot of people shocked about how the game went on. You know, I went to a Super Bowl party, went over my friend's house, and we had a little get together. And I was expecting to see a great game. You know, eat some good food. You know, chill with the friends and family, just have a grand old time. Then, yeah, that went down the drain in the first quarter. Tyler, Gatwood, what's up?
Yeah.
Not much.
Hey,
I know y'all.
I thought the Bucs would win, but not like that.
I know y'all happy about the results of the game.
Yeah.
Go on, Tyler. This your chance. Here's your floor. So go ahead and do your little dance and all that type of stuff. Go and get out the system. Go ahead and get out the system. Say what you need to say.
I'm not even gonna do it to you, bro. I'm not even gonna do it to you.
Hey, you better man than me. Oh man.
Gatwood might do it to you.
Gatwood had changed yesterday. He ain't gloat too much, so I gotta give him credit for that. And plus, I bought the pizza yesterday, so Gatwood, you welcome. You eating? We bought the pizza. So there you go.
I knew you were already down. I didn't want to kick you while you were down.
Let me tell you the reason why I was down. I was down not because of the whole Tom Brady situation. I was down because the Buccaneers, who was our rivals, beat the Saints, and yeah, and I'm over here have to make an edit for our cover for this podcast, and I'm sick to my stomach because I'm making a Super Bowl champions Tampa Bay Buccaneers edit, and the whole time I'm doing it, I'm just mad and sick because I got to degrade myself and post the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl and my Saints losing it, looking dumb, and we have Jameis. So
At least it wasn't the Falcons, right?
yeah, at least it's like I grant you. I try to like cheer myself a little bit. Like I said, I wasn't sad, but I was just trying to see the bright side. I said, well, at least it wasn't the Falcons, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Rams, the Carolina Panthers. You know, at least it wasn't those teams. Seattle Seahawks, the team that really get on my nerves. At least it wasn't those guys. You know, Tampa, you know, they like little brother to the New Orleans Saints. So I never really like considered them just a huge rival like that. But just knowing they beat us in the playoffs and me making an edit for them to go on our page, it's kind of sickening. But hey, congrats to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
You know what else is sickening?
What's that?
I saw an article that said if Drew would have retired, Tom Brady was looking at New Orleans.
You know what's so funny about that, Tyler? Gatwood, what did I say to you? Gatwood, what did I say to you last night during the game?
Said that last night. Yeah, you said it.
Hey, Yeah. What did I say?
Or you said the same thing, but I was like, well, wouldn't it feel different if Tom Brady would have won the Super Bowl with the Saints? And you said, nah, I'd have been the biggest Tom Brady fan.
Wow. Wow.
And then I said, Drew, you being selfish, bro. You should retire. That would have been us, Tyler. That would have been us, bro.
Really.
That'd have been weird, though.
It would have been weird, but yeah, that would have been weird.
I've been dancing though. I'm like, hey,
Man.
Drew, we seen you underwear ring, but I'm dancing tonight.
You'd be on Bourbon Street right now.
Yeah, I'm getting down tonight.
Oh my God, being on Bourbon Street.
I couldn't see that.
Hey, my plan was this year, if the Saints would won the Super Bowl, is me going to New Orleans. That was my whole plan. So yeah, that got derailed. But anyway, let's get into this game. I got a lot of gripes and complaints. So VOF fans, get ready. I got a lot of gripes, man. Where should I begin? All right, and let's break down the game like y'all didn't actually watch the game. So, it started off kind of slow. The Chiefs, I feel like the whole game, the Chiefs couldn't find a groove. I seen it on the first two drives. I said, man, this is not looking right. Because every time Patrick Mahomes dropped back, he was running for his life. Like he was just rolling out, holding it a little bit longer than he had to. And then, like I said, that started raising a lot of red flags, in my opinion, on how the first two drives happened for the Chiefs. And Tampa, they started off kind of similar, but they started getting going at the end of the first half, going into the second. So the whole time watching this game, I'm thinking to myself, where is the running game for the Chiefs? I don't think they even ran it probably only one time during the first half. It was pretty bad. So after that, the Buccaneers scored. They went up 7-0. Then the Chiefs, they got the ball back. They went 4-and-out, and they punted it back to the Bucs. Then later on that drive, the Bucs went down and scored again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the difference between this first half of the Chiefs and the Buccaneers game? What was the game plan going in for the Chiefs that just didn't gel right for them? Like, I don't understand what the game plan was going forward.
Their offensive line was horrible.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it was running for his life the whole time.
You would think that, since they have a bad offensive line, not a bad offensive line, they were banged up. They're missing that starting tackle, and they're missing a guard. And so they had a couple of holes in the O-line. My question is, why didn't Andy Reid start off with some running plays? Let Le'Veon Bell didn't give a touch.
Why have they been using? I never really understood why they haven't been using him.
Andy Reid's real pass happy though. He about like Sean Payton.
Like, you have to run the ball in the Super Bowl. There's no way.
Yeah. You see what happened to who was that started running the ball that year? Was that last year?
You talking about Williams? Darrell Williams and the Chiefs?
Nah, I think it was the 49ers. They stopped running the ball.
Oh, Raheem Mostert and Matt Brady and what was the other guy?
They started off running the ball real well.
Coleman. Yeah. I never understood, like, you want to throw the ball versus that good pass rush of the Buccaneers. Like, you just giving them free lanes. If they know you're gonna throw the ball about 40 times, then they letting the horses go, man. They gonna bring that pressure. They gonna rush you every single time, and it don't make the defense tired, right? It doesn't make them tired if you just not running the ball, making them make tackles, making them shed blocks, putting in extra effort. Then, you say they got healthy horses coming after you.
I don't remember them blitzing a lot, though.
They didn't. They got pressure from that front four. So that was the problem. If you're not rushing the ball and making them stay home and making them under the run, then they not worrying. They not worrying about the run. So they just constantly coming after you with pressure.
All right.
I've never seen a game where Mahomes was he just wasn't comfortable with the whole game. That never happened.
Never happened. Oh yeah, that's what I said. When the first two drives happened, they went 3 and out pretty quickly. I don't think they didn't make it past midfield on 2 of them drives. The first on the first drive they didn't make it past midfield. Then on the second drive they had a penalty, I believe, that pushed them back. So that's just crazy. That the Chiefs didn't have nothing. They ain't come up with no game plan to help out Mahomes. That's just ridiculous.
And most of the time they were only rushing 4, and they were still in the backfield every play.
Every single play. I'm gonna give y'all a stat here. This is gonna be crazy. Guess how many pressures did they have on Patrick Mahomes?
Probably really high.
I don't think everything that many pressures. What'd you say? Go ahead and put your guess in. What you guess, Taylor?
21.
You said 21?
Yeah.
Tyler, what you got?
Like 16.
You said 15?
16.
16. Tyler, you way off. Taylor, Tyler, you way off. Taylor, you not close, but you close. They had 29 pressures.
What?
That's great. That's great. Dude, he really were in the back play. Like, it felt like it. In the second half, we were watching the game, and remember we were talking, we were like, do they not know how to block? Do they just forget how to block? Like, because literally every play they were in the backfield.
Yes, every single play. It was in the. It felt like to be honest, I was surprised it was only 29. I felt like at least 40 pressures. Cause every time he stepped back, he was under pressure. So, that's like 50%. He was under pressure about 50% of the time in the game. Cause he had 49 attempts and he was pressured 29. So yeah, we about right. He was under pressure like almost every time he stepped back to throw it. Think about that. He threw the ball 49 times, and he pressured 29 of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what it is.
I didn't, like, when I thought the game was going to change is when the Buccaneers were up 7-3. They got down to the 1-yard line, and Ronald Jones got stopped, and they got the ball. That's when I thought it was going to be the turning point. I was like, they're going to put together a drive right here, and it's going to be a good game. But they just never got anything going.
My question is, why didn't they have the running backs help out? Usually, a coach let the running back stay in. If that means taking the extra receiver off the field, then so be it. But why didn't they have the running back chip blocking?
Oh,
Seems like they came up with something.
Oh, something.
They were doing the same.
Did they?
Maybe that's why Eric Lemony didn't get hired. For real,
though. You're right. I didn't think about that, but everybody was saying Andy Reid calling plays, but I feel like Andy Reid. If Andy Reid wasn't calling the plays, then he should have took over in the second half.
But still, what can you do when you have no time?
Some
Did they run any screens?
no, not that I remember. About two.
I don't remember.
I think they ran one with Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman. Well, a lot of them screens was sniffed out. 'Cause I remember Patrick Mahomes throwing it into the ground about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So a lot of them that wasn't helping. They should just like they said.
It's still hard to run screens when it's only the front four getting pressure.
Yeah, like it's hard to run a screen when they know you're not running the ball. It's just simple.
It's easier to run screens when they're blitzing, but they weren't even blitzing most of the time.
Yeah.
They were getting pressure with 4. So, like, there's no really point in running a screen because your linebackers aren't even blitzing. They're going to be right there.
Yeah, they keeping everything in front of them. So that's why the screens wasn't working per se. And I feel like they didn't run no pick plays. Like, where the quick reads? Where's the I don't know something.
They usually run those jet sweeps with Hartman and Hill. They didn't even do those jet sweeps. Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
They didn't run Tyreek Hill on clearing routes where they usually do when they did against the Browns. So when they run on across the field and do no clear out routes. Oh boy, man! Like I said, I couldn't be mad yesterday. 'Cause I was watching the game like this is just a bad game plan in the O line. If the O line, if they knew that they weren't ready to play, then why you show it to the game? It seemed like they were still at the hotel, still asleep. Because them guys, Jason Pierre-Paul, Zach Berry, even Dumb Sue getting pressured, dog. Like he coming up across the middle and hitting Patrick Mahomes, and Villa coming up the middle. At some point, you just started pulling guys like, hey, he ain't getting done. Let me throw this guy in. Maybe he can do something. It was bad, man. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, you know how players give out gifts at the end of the year. That old line getting diddly squat from me. Not even a gift card.
But we got to give credit to Todd Bowles too.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, that defense played great. I mean, they had a good game plan for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs just didn't make adjustments. Like I feel like when you only run Edwards-Helaire 9 times, and he gaining 64 yards. Granted, there was some runs came in the second half, but he had 9 carries for 64 yards.
Todd Bowles, man, that dude drew up a great game plan.
Like, yeah, basically he bracketed Tyreek Hill. The middle of the field was open, but the Chiefs, they just didn't capitalize because they didn't have no time. I feel like the Chiefs were trying to push the ball downfield, and the Buccaneers, they were just keeping everything in front of them, which the Buccaneers do it very well. They have a great defense system of keeping everything in front of them. That's like their motto. They don't want to get big deep. They usually keep everything in front of them.
Fournette had a big game too.
He did. Just hop on the defense a little bit more. I mean, they had a stout D line. The corners are decent. They have great safeties. I just don't know. To me, I can't really criticize Andy Reid if he was going to play. Cause I don't know how I make adjustment. I think I'll try my hand and run the ball and see what can I get with it. But other than that, if your O-line ain't doing anything, your offense going to stall. You can't. The football game is won in the trenches. And if your O-line ain't winning, then it's gonna be a long day. Trust me, I've seen it plenty of times with Drew. When Drew get pressure, the whole offense just folded, and that's what happened. The Tampa Bay defense was so overwhelming that they getting pressure on Mahomes about 50% of the time he dropped back, and that's just giving credit to that defense of shutting down Patrick Mahomes and coming up with a great game plan. They made adjustments from the regular season, and they learned from them, and they implemented their will starting right off the bat in the game.
Well, Andy Reid is now 0-4 against Tom Brady in the playoffs.
I didn't even think about that. Dang, Andy.
Gronk had a big game too. I don't know. Gronk.
Now that was surprising too.
His all season. He didn't look like. It's crazy that he outplayed Travis Kelce. That is crazy.
And he was blocking. His blocking was great too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he opened up some lanes for Fournette, and Fournette had a couple of runs that bounced to the outside for a huge game, and that's all because of Grunt crashing down on the D line and sealing off.
Yep.
To be honest, the Buccaneers was stout anyway. They had a super team. They brought in guys that wasn't there last year. So to be fair to Jameis, he didn't have Gronk, he didn't have AB, he didn't have Leonard Fournette, he didn't have Tristan Wirfs, he didn't have that great offensive tackle.
They hit home runs on their draft picks too.
They did.
Take work first round and then Winfield second round.
Mm-hmm.
That's a couple home runs.
So the Buccaneers was a stat Super Bowl team. I knew that as soon as they signed Tom Brady. I was like, bro. Then I said, okay, I ain't worried. No, it's Tom Brady, but he still got the Buccaneers. Then they start bringing in AB and they start bringing in Gronk. And I was like, man. And then when they brought in Leonard Fournette, I was like, now they got a great running game. I don't know why so many people are down on Fournette. I watched him in Jacksonville, and he made some great runs. He even though he's not great breaking tackles, but he always fall forward. You want that.
Tough runner.
And he's good at receiving the ball.
Mm-hmm. He worked when he was with the Jazz last season. He worked on his ball catching skills. So that tells you that he wanted to get better. He wanted to improve. He wanted to be an all-down back. And soon the Buccaneers signed him. I said, why in the Saints? I think the Buccaneers signed him for like $2 million or something like that. It was real cheap.
But we had Latavius Murray here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you sign in a running back for that cheap, man, it was gonna hurt to have 3 running backs on the roster. And then look at Latavius Murray. He didn't even play in the playoffs versus the Bucs because he was injured. Yeah, and Taysom Hill was injured.
Yeah. People don't talk about that enough when it comes to that game against them.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's revert back to the Chiefs game. The Super Bowl game. So, like I said, I'm gonna give props to the Bucs for having a great game plan. The Bucs did what they had to do to stop the offense. The Buccaneers offense did what they had to do to put points on the board. They took advantage of the defensive stops. They took advantage of everything else that was happening to the Chiefs. So my gripe and complaint, I'm not saying the refs was a huge factor into the Chiefs losing, but it didn't help the Chiefs not one bit.
There were some bad calls in the first half.
Really bad calls.
But like you said, it wasn't anything. I don't think the Chiefs beat themselves. Really.
I think there was 2 calls. I want to say 3 calls that kind of swayed the momentum of the game.
Mm.
Yeah, we about to go over it. But I'm about to read the penalties. They had 8 penalties in the first half. 6 of them was for first downs. Y'all hear me?
Uh-huh.
6 of them were for first downs. All right. Let me see. Can I pull up the other one? They had a total of 11 penalties for 120 yards. The Bucs had 4 penalties for 39 yards. 5 in the first half. 5 of those penalties were holding calls.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Are we gonna play football? Is this football, right? We're gonna play this Super Bowl, right? Are y'all gonna let you boys play? Are y'all just right now flash the whole game and stop the momentum of the defense or the Chiefs?
Well, there were some
Guys,
offensive penalties they killed themselves too, like that offsides on the field goal.
I give you that one. I give you that one. And the 15-yard personal penalty on I believe it was Chris Jones, the D lineman. Was it Chris Jones?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Or was it Clark?
think it was Chris Jones.
So that's two, right? The offsides on fourth down. The holding the 15-yard penalties. But the rest, the one where
What's the
AB
dude, Ward? Oh yeah, that one.
the one AB had no, it was Mike Evans. He literally ran into the defender. Like he made contact first, and the defender just kind of like put his hands around. Then Mike Evans just sold it, so that's a flag. That put the ball on the one. The other holding call, Mike Evans, deep ball pass where the defender get kicked in the leg by the back of the heel of Mike Evans, which caused him to fall, and he falls forward, which hit Mike Evans. He didn't try to grab him. He fell and hit and landed forward, and that tripped up Mike Evans. So that was like inadvertently, right? That wasn't on purpose. And then the ball was questionable. We don't know he could have caught it. We don't. It was kind of way out there. So that moved the ball way up on that deep pass. The third was the interception Tyrann Mathieu had. The ball was tipped. To me, the ball was tipped at the line, not the line of scrimmage. I think the defender tipped it, but they said the holding call was before the pass. It looked like it was bang bang to me. So you just took away a turnover. Are we going like I said? Are we gonna play football? That's why I would ask the refs if I was the one to play. Like, are we gonna play? Or are you gonna stop it every 2 seconds? Like, we grown men out here. It's Super Bowl. It's not time to be tick and tack. You allow more contact in the NFC Championship game between the Bucs and the Packers. Them boys were hacking each other downfield, and they weren't calling a flag. They weren't throwing nothing. Why we couldn't get the same game?
Exactly.
I mean, regardless, I think the Buccaneers just had the plan. They did. The Chiefs didn't.
But I'm saying, like, if you look at those key penalties too, then we don't know how the game would win. We don't know if that interception, if they would have got momentum off that interception. We don't know the ball being put at the one, if they will score on that AB 1-yard pass.
Oh, so you really
That
think
deep ball to Evans and put
those calls would have went you think if some of those calls would have went the other way, it would have been a different game?
the Bucs was literally doing the same thing. They only got one call, and it was on Kelsey when I think Devin White, or I think it was David or White, went over the top of Evan, went over the top of Kelsey. But they were doing this. They were doing the same thing that the Chiefs were doing, grabbing. Not one call. The Bucs O lineman wrapping around the neck, just like the Chiefs O lineman was doing. No call. It was heavily one-sided. Like I say, I'm not taking away from the Bucs, but there were some calls that if that wouldn't happen, then there wouldn't be about 7 or there wouldn't probably be like 10 points on the board for the Bucs. You gotta call a Super Bowl game fairly. You gotta call it fair. You have to. It was whopping. It was so overwhelming that it was just outrageous how they were just throwing flags all willy nilly because they just seen somebody touch somebody down 5 yards. What is against the rule that I can't touch the guy? Like I'm not grabbing him.
I don't know.
Why refs can't be consistent on the play call? I know it was a different crew, and they said this crew was known for calling flags on holding. So the Chiefs should have known that too coming into the game. That this crew. Why would you even sign this type of crew to a Super Bowl game if they known to throw flags on holding calls on DBs? why would you brief the rest like, hey, don't throw that many flags on holding calls unless it just blatantly lets the wide receiver just can't make the play on ball. Don't throw that flag.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Some of them were tic-tac fouls. I agree. Some of them were holding, but some of them, like, they definitely shouldn't have called. But I still don't think it would have changed the outcome of the game.
It would have made the game a little bit better, right? I'm not saying the Chiefs would have won. It would have made the game a little bit more competitive. God, it was sad. It was sad. I'm like, am I watching a Super Bowl? Or am I watching a preseason game?
Preseason game.
I mean, let's get real. These are veteran refs. And y'all stalling a Super Bowl game like this when you got millions of fans watching? You got new fans watching? You got people who ain't watch football watching, and they saying like, man, this is a boring game. I'm never watching Super Bowl again. You cannot stop a game like that just because a DB just grabs a receiver. It's not even that bad. I've seen worse grabs and not get called. They're like holding hands and they call the flag. Come on now. Come on, NFL. Y'all can't be putting NFL crews like this together, ref crews together, if they known for throwing holding calls and PI calls. That's just unacceptable. Because the one that happened on Mike Evans, when Tom Brady threw that D-bomb, it was not a flag. They got tangled up. It wasn't on purpose. It was inadvertently.
On which one?
What quarter was it? Was it the third quarter, Taylor? When Tom Brady threw that bomb to Mike Evans and he got tangled up with what DB was that? I believe it was on Ward.
Or was it Ward or Breland?
I think it was Ward. Ward's the bigger corner, right? I think it was Ward was on. No, it was Breland. It had to be Breland. Breland is the bigger one. He was on Mike Evans the whole game.
I mean, inverted or not, he still tripped him up.
That's what I'm saying. They don't usually throw flags on stuff like that. If people's feet get tangled up, which they did, Mike Evans kicked his foot and would cause him to trip. Then he tripped into Mike Evans' legs. They do it all the time when DBs and receivers get tangled up.
Seems like they were trying to be like perfect. It's like they were trying to call everything like they were being a little bit too tight. Like there was just some tic-tac fouls.
And I think that was kind of made the Chiefs unsettled. Oh yeah, I forgot about this penalty. The one they call on Tyrann Mathieu. Brady did some stuff to him too. That should have been offsetting penalties.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't do that, man. You gotta call it both ways. Brady was jawing and getting in his face just like Matthew was. Why not just call offsetting penalties? If both players are going, they do it in the NBA all the time. They give you a tech, they give you a tech. Keep jawing, keep talking.
I'm not called anything.
Yes, I would. Yes, let them talk. Let them jaw. That's just competitiveness. Yes, why you call a personal penalty? Just break them up. Like, hey, go back to your bench, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even call penalties. Just break them up. How hard is it? Tom Brady ain't about to fight nobody. Just break it up. Just tell them go on their way. Am I right? I love to see the day Tom Brady take off his helmet and start throwing blows.
You might surprise you, man.
I'm like, all right, that boy got some hands. He said, I'll show you y'all 7 rings.
He wanted the smoke. He wanted it.
He wanted all of it.
Every last bit of it. So that's another penalty. Like I said, guys, when you call that many penalties, it ruins the game. It stops the game flow. It's not watchable. That was my only pet peeve about the game was the refs and how many flags were throwing like unnecessary flags that just kill every momentum the Chiefs even try to to gain. And it's not like the Bucs offense was just like killing the Chiefs. They were giving extra yards. When I read the stat line from players on the Bucs, you was like, okay, I'm not seeing a lot from here because they were giving penalty yards. They were giving over 120 penalty yards, and the defense was making plays. Brady stat line is 21 completions, 29 attempts, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns. Fournette, 16 rushes, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Jones, 12 rushes, 61 yards. Gronk, 6 catches, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. Fournette, 4 receptions, 46 yards. Evans has 1 catch for 31 yards. Bright has 3 catches for 26. Brown, 5 catches for 22 and a touchdown. Godwin, 2 catches and 9 yards. That 120-yard penalty yards is an extra touchdown. That's 100 yards in a football field. So that's essentially a touchdown.
You said that's a touchdown.
Yeah, 100 yards. They gave up 120 penalty yards. So basically that's like a free me touchdown.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, if you get penalty yards, that many, then you marching. You not that's yards you don't have to gain.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like that's yards you don't have to pick up. If you getting free yards,
I mean, they're not free.
they are free.
Right.
Off them home calls, they straight free.
What a free touchdown though.
Yeah, that's 120 yards. That's basically like getting up a touchdown.
They still got to draw up a play and score there.
They make it a lot easier when you get closer. Instead of marching 80 yards for a touchdown. I'm just saying, that's bad football, man. On Chiefs sides and on the ref sides, Chiefs were very undisciplined, which is I was very surprised by. And the refs was very undisciplined because they just throwing flags just to be throwing flags with no purpose.
The thing that shocked me the most is just that Patrick Mahomes couldn't ever get a touchdown drive. Like, if you had told me that the Chiefs wouldn't have scored a touchdown in the game, I would have said that you're an idiot. Like, I thought Patrick Mahomes would get in the end zone a couple of times, you know.
When your O-line giving up 29 pressures.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his fault. That's not what I'm saying.
And also,
like,
yeah, but also them guys that drop passes, like sure-handed. That side throw he threw to Darrell Williams, dropped. The prayer he threw it to Hill, dropped. Both of them was in the end zone.
okay, that one he threw to Williams, man, if he'd have caught that, that would have been like the play of the, like, century.
It would have. I don't think I could probably name about 1 or 2 quarterbacks that maybe can attempt that. That's Josh Allen and Watson.
Nah.
I don't even know if they could do that. You know how much
I believe Josh Allen got enough arm to sling it sidearm.
Is he accurate enough though?
I ain't saying they gonna get to the. I ain't saying it's gonna be a catch now. I just say I know he.
Putting them things on the money, bro.
I know. I'm just saying that he gonna get somewhere, but I know he can probably throw the ball falling down like that.
That man was running for his life, putting that thing on the money
with no help.
That's my favorite incompletion of all time.
Trying to be.
The question is, they'll turn into Patrick Mahomes. I mean, there's nothing really bad you can say about him. It's bad game planning. Going up against a great but defense. Does this make Patrick Mahomes overrated?
No,
Not at all.
Why y'all say
not
no?
at all. Because he had no time.
And he lost to the GOAT. Like, I'm losing my regular quarterback. That's Tom Brady over there.
You see, the USS on different people lost to Chad Henne or somebody like that, huh? It's
Hey, poor Chad Henne. Poor Chad Henne couldn't get his ring.
I know, right? He's been in the league ever since I was like 10 years old, and he couldn't get a ring. Hey, Blake Bortles got a ring. Oh, I just remember this. I just realized this. Him and Fournette, old teammates, they got a ring.
The fact that AB got a ring is crazy after the year that he had.
Yeah, for real.
How you think Le'Veon looking at him?
Man.
Le'Veon Bell sick. He said, I couldn't get not one touch. I couldn't get one touch in the Super Bowl.
Dude, I don't understand why they even signed.
I don't understand either.
What? You said why they would?
How you know Le'Veon Bell?
I don't know. They didn't use him. They didn't use him not one bit. I guess Derrick Williams and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is 10 times better or something. Cause he didn't get not one carry, not one catch, no nothing.
There's gotta be something going on or something.
They're talking about how LaShawn McCoy got back-to-back rings.
Oh yeah, he
Didn't
did
play
with the
snap in either Super Bowl.
Hey, he said, I don't care. I got my rings.
Right.
Did y'all like the antics that was in the game with Brady going back and forth with Matthew and Tyreek Hill and Antoine Winfield Jr. And
I love it.
do you think the NFL should let them guys just do this to bring more excitement, to bring more rivalry to the game?
Yeah. Don't you want? I mean, I want to see competitiveness.
Right.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill did the same thing to him earlier in the year, and Winfield Jr. got him back.
He did. I think the NFL should allow them boys to express themselves, to get in, arguments, to jog back and forth all the time. I feel like it bring out competitive juice. It gets you hyped, get you pumped, get your teammates pumped, and it's just good football. It's just good competitiveness.
As long as there's no like physical, as long as they're just going at each other, let it happen.
Yeah, let it happen. As long as they ain't throwing punches or slinging helmets, all right, kicking people, then yeah, let's go for it. Let them talk. Let them talk a little bit. Let them get each other face. That's what I like to see. I like to see Matthew going at Tom. He said, I got your number. And Tom said, all right, I got you. I got something for you. And the next play, he went right at him to AB for a touchdown. I was like, dang on. You should let him know. You know what I'm saying? He walked on to him and said, yeah, what you saying now? Like, yeah, you couldn't stop that, could you? You let AB score.
Brady was mic'd up. I'd love to see what he said.
Yeah, I want to know what he said to Matthew. Matthew claimed that he said something to him that he won't repeat.
I don't like how he went to the media and how he tweeted that, though. I don't like that.
No, bro. You a grown man. Keep it between y'all two. You a grown man. Handle it like that. If he said something to you that you like that you can't repeat, then go see about him.
And I think Brady had texted him and apologized to him, too.
Yeah, he did. Brady texted him and told him that he's a great leader.
Yeah.
Like, leave it on the field, man. So many guys take it too serious. Leave it on the field. And like I said, this tweeting and all this social media get you in trouble. Like, it's getting all these, like, he say, she say, back and forth. Oh, man. Just forget about it. If it wasn't that bad to where you waiting for him out the locker room, then don't forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want like Melo looking for him in the car garage, then leave it alone. Don't even talk. Don't even tweet about it.
Right.
Some people just like to get retweets and attention. You lost. He won. Go about your business. Get better next year.
I do like Tyron Matthew there. I like the way he plays.
Yeah, I want him to come to New Orleans. But the Saints never signed him out. I think that would be a good fit.
Is he from Louisiana?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he is. He played football at LSU.
Bill O'Brien also ran him out of town. So
the great Bill O'Brien.
The
legend.
So, like I said, it was a football game yesterday, but it was just it was horrible.
You gonna congratulate Tom Brady, bro?
I'm gonna do what?
You gonna congratulate Tom Brady, bro?
Yeah, I already had. Like, why you think I have something against Tom Brady?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I said congrats Tom Brady. I don't want to say congrats Buccaneers because they got my rival. I don't like them. But let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all a little history here. Did y'all know I rooted for Tom Brady in his first Super Bowl against the Rams?
His first Super Bowl.
Yeah, against the Rams.
Were you like 8 years old?
That was like 12 years ago.
I can't remember how old it was.
That might have been.
But I rooted for him.
20 years ago.
Every time Tom Brady plays in Super Bowl, I always pull for him. So it's not. I don't know where y'all getting this Brady hate that I hate Brady from. I've been rooting for Tom ever since he took over for Drew Bledsoe. I was a Drew Bledsoe fan. I like Drew Bledsoe, and I was mad when he got injured on that run versus Jets. But I always rooted for Tom. Cause I didn't like Peyton Manning, so I always rooted for the Patriots.
Last pod, though, bro.
Huh?
You were kind of killing them on the last pod.
Yeah, cause y'all, I'm getting tired, y'all. Like, we know he great, but y'all gotta come up with
you know
stuff.
why we were hyping him up? You saw why we were hyping him up now.
Nah. The defense get more credit for this game, y'all. Yes, come on, man. Y'all can't be serious.
We knew it, Tyler.
Y'all can't. See, this is what I'm talking about. I gotta bring logic back to this podcast, because sometimes y'all get over the edge. So I gotta bring y'all back down to earth. The defense is what helped won this game. Tom Brady, he did his little thing, you know what I'm saying? He did his little magic, but all credit goes to the defense.
Not all credit. What are you talking about?
All credit. Every last bit of it go to the defense. Defense should have won the MVP.
Come on, bro.
Man, dude, why y'all got to speak truth to y'all?
Because we speak truth. We've been right.
Yeah, y'all right about the picks, but I'm right about the defense winning the Super Bowl for them. The Patrick Mahomes couldn't get nothing going. So we'll go in this scenario. Like I said, if it was a shootout, like I told y'all, it was going to happen. Y'all didn't want to see that Patrick Mahomes was going to win this game, but we never got to see the shootout because of that great defense. The defense should have been MVP of this game.
You gotta start disrespecting the goat, bro.
Man, y'all tripping. Y'all need to stop drinking that goat milk.
Tom Brady is a goat in this close.
Say that again?
I said he's a goat and it ain't even close.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I agree. I'm not gonna disagree with you. You don't gotta worry about that.
Honestly, this may be a hot take, but he might be the best athlete. He might be the greatest athlete ever.
Athlete? What do you mean by athlete? Like
the greatest athlete ever, like
greatest
not greater than Jordan. Not greater than Jordan.
Yes. I don't know.
Jordan really should have like 8 or 9 rings.
But he doesn't.
He retired to honor his dad's wishes.
But okay.
So Michael Jordan's still the greatest athlete of all time, hands down.
That's not hands down.
Brady went to a souped-up team. What are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. Y'all think Brady just did this and did that. Yeah, he made throws, but the team was souped up.
Their defense won it, but would they have won the Super Bowl with Jameis Winston with that team?
No.
But that's Jameis though. With Drew, if you put Drew on that Tampa Bay team,
Not this year.
Drew's also an all-time great.
okay then. So you can't say Jameis though.
What I'm saying is, like, you're acting like just some random dude went up there and played quarterback, and their defense carried them.
The defense did carry, not completely, but they gave him a piggyback ride when he was tired sometimes.
Dude,
He wasn't ever tired.
Man, come on, guys, y'all can't
That looked
be
easy.
serious. Did they have
He
3
made that
interceptions versus the Saints? And did I tell y'all that Stat Brady threw for 299? And y'all still saying the defense didn't? What they did to A-Rod? Come on, guys.
We ain't saying their defense ain't good. We're just saying, like, give the man some credit.
I have. Y'all giving them too much credit. Y'all not giving that defense enough credit.
Yeah, we are. We're just saying, like, Tom Brady is the reason they won it.
Tom Brady is not the reason they talking about the reason why they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's part of the reason, not the reason why. He's part of the reason.
A major part.
Nah, you don't have to put major in front of him. Just say he's a part of it. He's part of the reason.
He won the Super Bowl MVP.
I told you again, the defense should won that Super Bowl MVP. They shouldn't give it to Brady. The reason they gave it to Brady because they can't give it to every defensive player on the team. So they gotta give it to an individual person.
They've given it to defensive players before.
Did Brady hold Patrick Mahomes to 270 yards, 2 interceptions, and 3 sacks?
You can't do that.
Did Brady hold Hill to 7 catches, 73 yards, 0 touchdowns? McCole Hardman 1 catch, Pringles 1 catch. Oh, I don't think so. Did Brady? Oh, I didn't know Brady rushed the quarterback with 29 pressures by himself. Oh, dude, he is the GOAT. 29 pressures by Brady. Oh, man.
We're
quarterback
not saying he was the sole reason. We're not saying he was the sole reason, bro. I'm just saying give him a little credit, bro.
I have. He's part of the reason.
He was a major reason.
He's part. I'm not saying major. I'm not putting major in front of that. Y'all not having that. Y'all getting. He's part of the reason.
I guarantee you, if the Saints would have won the Super Bowl and Drew Brees had the game Tom Brady had, you said Drew Brees was a major reason.
Oh, nah, no, I'll say the defense because the defense had done a lot. I would say Kamara or somebody else. I wouldn't say just Drew because I know how limited Drew was.
I know you're saying you don't hate on Brady, but man, yeah, I smell a little haterade.
No, you never that. I just tell you guys. I call it like I see it. If y'all can't understand that, then I can't help y'all. We got 2 Skip Bayless Juniors on the podcast here.
You're the Skip Bayless. We're getting all our things right.
y'all can't y'all can't give Tom Brady all the credit. That defense is stout, man. Yeah, y'all are. Y'all saying he's a major part. Just say I can say the defense is a major part on the reason why they won the Super Bowl, which granted is true.
They're both major.
Why y'all just can't say he's part of the reason? Just like I said, the defense is part of the reason why they won the Super Bowl. Without the defense, they wouldn't won the Super Bowl. Am I right? If they didn't have the top-rated D-line, pretty good secondary, one of the best linebacker course in the game, then they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl.
So they is like Tom Brady not a major part why they scored 31 points?
The defense is a major part why they scored, and the refs is a major part when they scored 31 points. The refs is the refs and the defense. Okay, if Brady was a major part on why they scored 31 defense, then Evans would have more than 1 catch. Antonio Brown would have more than 22 yards. Chris Godwin would have more than 2 catches for 9 yards. They're working with half of the field.
They have so many studs that he spreads the ball around.
Guys,
he didn't have to throw the ball.
Brady was working with half of a field. Huh? Y'all realize that, right?
He was working with half a field.
Yes, the defense was making them Kansas City stop. They were making them stops. And when they punt the ball, the punts wasn't that great. And then when they did punt the ball well, the refs would give them an extra 20 yards. They had 120 yards. They'll give them an extra 20. So now they starting like at the 40.
So it's Tom Brady's fault that the Chiefs were choking. Their punter was choking.
The defense will cause them to work on the short field. If the defense are making stops, then they getting the offense a short field to work with.
Okay, he still got in the end zone. He still got in the end zone.
And he held the Kansas City Chiefs to 9 points.
That's not what we're saying, man. We're just saying Tom Brady.
But I'm saying the defense is the major reason why they won this game.
We're not disagreeing with that, but we're also saying Tom Brady's a major part that they won the Super Bowl.
He's a part, not the major part. The defense, without the defense, they wouldn't won this game.
The Super Bowl is more than this game, too, bro. Like,
okay, we can go to the Wars game. He threw for 299. The defense had 3 interceptions. Okay, we can go to Green Bay game. He threw for like 2-something with 3 interceptions, and the defense forced 2 turnovers.
You know who else had a great defense this year and lost? The Rams, because they had Jared Goff.
Yeah, they didn't have any. But they had a fighting chance, didn't they?
Not really. Not in the last game they played.
Defense win you championships. If that weren't for that defense, they ran when you hit the playoffs.
You have to score.
You gotta have. You can't just have an elite defense to win a championship. You have to have a good quarterback too. Joe Flacco was good that year.
But it's Baltimore. It's not even that. I'm talking about Trent Differ.
Wait, what?
The Giants.
That Trent Differ.
Yeah, the Giants, both of their Super Bowls.
Don't do that. Eli Manning was all right.
It's Eli Manning.
He was, but he was straight. He was solid enough to win.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like Eli Manning.
Y'all got on it tonight. I see. I hope we find some common ground here, but it just seems like y'all so entrenched with this Brady talk. Y'all fill up your dopamines by watching these shows that give Brady all credit and not looking at the defense and entire bowls. Y'all y'all full of it right now. I'm just trying. I'm trying to cure y'all. I'm trying to cure y'all of your illness.
I hate greatness.
Dude, Ben hates greatness.
Nah, I love greatness. MJ, Kobe, Drew, Tom. I like them all. LeBron. Hey, you see,
Hey, Chad Henne.
I skipped out for Chad Henne. I mean, come on, man. I love greatness. I'm just saying, man, y'all putting too much stock in this. Y'all not looking at the box score. Y'all not looking at the yards. Y'all not looking at the player stats. If y'all really just look at it, you like, wow, 29 pressures on half of his dropbacks. That's insane.
Yeah, that's Tom Brady's fault. His defense is so good. That's his fault.
And it's the defense fault that Brady barely threw for 200 some yards. So
because he didn't have to.
Exactly, the defense the defense gave him a short field, and the refs gave him an extra 20 and 30 yards on each drive.
So he still couldn't have thrown an interception.
So we'll take away them penalties. We'll take away half of them pressures. Let's knock them pressures down to 10 pressures. Man, it'll be a close game.
He ain't playing the hypothetical game. The Chiefs got blown out.
But I'm just saying that I'm just showing you what the defense did.
We agree.
Not even listen to your brother too much, dude.
We've told you so many times that we think the defense is good.
Yeah, but y'all don't understand that the defense is number one on why they won this game. Then Brady is number 2. Y'all not understand. That's what I'm talking about.
I would even roll with that, but I'm still saying Brady's a major part.
Okay, he's the second major part. How about that?
Oh my God, this man.
Hey, look, hey, man, I just said it. He's the second major part. So you can't please y'all guys worth nothing, man. I promise.
He wouldn't have been there without Tom Brady.
Tyler, you sure you're not a Tampa Bay fan?
I'm positive, bro. You gotta give credit where credit due.
I have.
You gotta appreciate the greatness that you're watching, bro.
I'll end on this note. Do y'all think Brady should come back? What else does he have to achieve?
I think
He might as well. He
Second
plays like he's still in his prime, so he might as well keep playing.
Well, you know how
Second
that
vote.
cliff, sometimes you can't see the cliff in front of you till you get to it.
Okay, if he hits
I'd
it,
rather-
then I mean, who cares? I mean, he's
You
already
know,
got 7
we talk
rings.
about, well, a lot of people care aside because some people remember athletes, going out on top. You rather see your guy go out on top than go out rock bottom, right? Even though he's
There's
the
no way
greatest of all time, people
That's
still
overrated.
remember those type of games. They still remember, like, yeah, I remember that game. No, he declined, and I saw it before my eyes. You kind of just want to ride off in the sunset.
That's
There's
overrated.
nothing else he can do.
Yeah, there's nothing else he
literally,
can do. There's nothing really he can accomplish that. Which
With that being said, why not keep stacking them? With that being said, why would you want to go out like riding on the sunset?
because his health, man. He like 42, one good hit. One good hit, he could be like Breeze.
That's true, but still, I don't blame him.
But if he is, he can just retire, and I mean, there's nothing that can negate his legacy.
Like at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the purpose of keep going then? Like,
Because he thinks he can still win more.
That's his competitive nature.
but it also could be a downfall of your competitive nature, not knowing when to, like, hey, calling it quits like Patrick Willis did. He like, bro, I accomplished everything I wanted to, and I'm out here. Like, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I see Tom Brady goals. I want to be granted on how Tom Brady grows in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he checked off most of them, or at least all of them.
I keep stacking it. If I'm still playing at the level he is, there's no way I'm stopping playing.
At the level he is. All right. Yeah. Keeps, yeah. Like I said, I'll probably go out on top. I'll just say, hey, done is done. But maybe you want to go for a repeat. Maybe that's the way you want to do. Like, I want to go for a repeat with the same team.
And would that not add to his legacy?
He ain't going to do it, though.
Would that not add to his legacy, though?
Not really. I'm like, okay, you did that with New England. Okay.
He beat Patrick Mahomes.
Super Bowl.
That's pretty big.
How does Please explain to me how this big.
Because it's Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to be an all-time great.
Oh, you talking about Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Brady. I'm saying Brady beating Patrick Mahomes, that really helps his legacy even more. I mean,
I'm talking about next season. I'm not talking about this Super Bowl. I said, I understand, like, now you got 7, and you beat Patrick Mahomes, the next generation, whatever. But I'm saying, like, what's the purpose of coming? Like, I want to know what his mindset is or goal set for coming back next year. Cause it just can't be as simple as win another Super Bowl. Cause I mean,
But it is.
Because you seen an interview where his favorite Super Bowl is the next one.
That's gold stuff, bro. That's legendary.
His favorite Super Bowl is this last one right here. So I don't see him getting another one. I think it's gonna be a wrap. Unless he just create another super team like LeBron, then we'll see what happens.
He feeds off people like you, Ben.
Well, I don't give him more bulletin board material. He can send me a check for all them bulletin board material. Getting him ready. Well, it's gonna be interesting. I'm not seeing the Bucs going back to the Super Bowl next year. I think the Rams are a heavy favorite. The Packers, depending on what they do, they add some more. They beef up their O-line. I can see them make another run. Who else? Maybe the Saints. It all depends on the quarterback situation. Seahawks need to beef up the O-line. So, depending on if the Tampa Bay can bring back their guys, I think AB. They got Chris Godwin might be gone. He's a free agent, and they got to pay some of these guys. Leonard Fournette might play himself into a bigger contract.
Jack
So
Barrett's free agent.
Who?
Jack Barrett and Levante David are free agents.
Yeah. See.
Ooh,
Yeah, Barrett. You want to pay your pass rushers. And David, he's been with the Bucs about 8 seasons. So he's getting up there in age. It's gonna be interesting though.
yeah.
Before we sign off, anything y'all want to say? Get off our chest before we end this show.
Tom Brady won his 7th ring, just like I said last podcast.
All right, guys. Well, that's the show. No comment. Y'all can check out all socials. We have Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and in the show notes I put our handle. Hey, we got Twitter also. So in the show notes, I'm gonna put down our information so y'all know where to reach us and where to follow us at. And it just, man, Tom Brady, like I said, he's the GOAT. So thank y'all for tuning into our show. Until next time.
You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, and Tyler